In the food business, we're dealing with perishable products that are coming into our locations every day and leaving every day. We buy primarily from a specialty food supplier out of Indianapolis. This is an Italian specialty foods company, and we think we get a better quality of our meats and a better quality of cheeses by not going to what's considered a broadliner. In our business, a broadliner is considered a company like Sysco or US Foods. They certainly sell everything that we could use on pizza. They've got thousands and thousands of different products, but they aren't focused on pizza. Our supplier is focused on the pizza business, and they know good cheese, and they know good pepperoni, and they know good sausage. It's the challenges in the food business. One of the big challenges is managing your inventory, because with inventory management comes the control over food freshness. There's cost issues as well. Obviously, there's a cost to keeping too much inventory, but that's not really so much of an issue in the food business because we've got such tremendous turns on our inventory. We get a delivery twice a week from our food supplier that brings us cheese and our meats. We also kind of uniquely use a commissary system. We call it our commissary. It's located here in Bloomington. At the One World Commissary, we prepare a lot of the dough for Pizza X. We prepare items for our other restaurant, Lenny's. We also do all the vegetable slicing at our commissary, and we make our sauces over there. Our commissary runs a small refrigerated truck, and it brings fresh products to our stores every day. We think that gives us a freshness advantage over most of our competitors. For instance, our chain competitors typically get a delivery on all their items only twice a week. So they have to manage pizza dough, which really is a highly perishable product in a way. If they're only getting it twice a week, then they're using dough that's 1 day old one day and up to 5 days old another day. And there's an inherent quality and consistency issue with that. Because we're right here in Bloomington, we're able to make pizza dough fresh every day. We like to use our pizza dough at about 36 hours old. That's when we think it's optimum. So that means we've made the dough one day, we've allowed it to rise very slowly in our coolers, and then we feel like that dough is at its peak about 36 hours in. And because we make our pizza dough every day, we're able to, and because we deliver it each day, we're able to kind of control that. Even so, we're using dough that's certainly not 36 hours old all the time, but we think between about 18 hours and about 48 hours, the dough is, that's where our dough is best. What we have to do, though, where data comes into play, is we really need to be able to do a lot of planning. If we're buying fresh produce into our commissary, we need to really be able to anticipate how much the stores are going to order that day. And to do that, our commissary manager is very aware of what he sold for those products this same week the previous year. It's become very clear in our business that looking at what happened last year the same week is the best indicator for what's going to happen this year. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the case, but this is how we kind of plan what's going to happen in the business. It's important for our commissary manager to notice how much of every certain product that he sold this week last year, and also look at what he sold the last couple weeks. That'll drive what he's ordering in this week and anticipating to sell. Same thing happens at the store level. The store manager does not want to run out of mushrooms or onions for his pizzas at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock on a Saturday morning in the middle of the late night rush. So he needs to have enough. There's nobody to cut. You know, he doesn't have green peppers in the store to cut if he runs out. He's not going to get them till the next day. So he needs to have enough, but it's a perishable product, so he doesn't want to run out. So in the food business, getting those numbers right and using the data from previous days, previous weeks, and also the previous year really help you see how much you're going to need. Because we want to be using the freshest products possible, and we never want to be throwing anything away if we don't have to, but we also don't want to run out. We have an online form that each of the stores can, the store manager who closes the store that night will do his inventory, and he'll pull up that form on his computer and input the amount of dough for 10-inch, 14-inch pizzas, 16-inch pizzas, how many green peppers, onions, how much sauce he wants, and also some of the paper goods that we also deliver out of our commissary. When the commissary manager starts his day at about 7 o'clock, he pulls that sheet up, and he's got a compiled list from every store of how much product everyone needs. The form also figures out how many batches of dough that he needs to make in order to create that amount of product, because if we're making, depending on the size of the pizza dough ball, obviously, we get different amounts of yield out of each batch. So we used to, back when I was running that, we'd have to sit down and calculate out, just how many batches of dough we'd have to create from all this. Now it's instantly done in the bowels of the computer, and the commissary manager has got to just come in and print it out, and he can start making dough. And then also we use QuickBooks to print out invoices for each of the delivery picking sheets and invoices that go along with the order as they deliver it out daily to our stores. For me personally, one of the data-driven things that has made my life so much easier, back in the day when I was starting this business, and certainly the pizza delivery business and many other businesses take such specialized equipment. There's special things that you need to use that have been evolved for use within whatever particular business you might want to go into. Before the internet, it was a big challenge, I can tell you, to find some of these kinds of things. We needed certain kinds of conveyor ovens back 30 years ago. Now, if I want to look at what's out there in the world of conveyor ovens, I can just Google conveyor pizza ovens, and then there's the world in front of me. Back then, it was asking people in the food business, and they'd say, well, I don't know, but I know people I can ask, and I'll call them and get back to you. And that supply chain might have been 5 or 6 phone calls back a chain to find somebody who knew the specific thing, and then the information have to get delivered to me. And now that information is there, and I can find any pizza oven I want in the world in about half an hour.